Hello and meow to you too! Welcome back to another video. As I stop with this silly deco VTuber, and today we are throwing it back with some old school casual geographic. This one, our cassowaries are truly the spawn of Satan. I actually worked with a cassowary. I cut up about 5 kilograms of fruit for it every single freaking day. I love them personally. They are scary birds though, but let's dive on in, and I hope you're having a wonderful day.
At least I don't have an irrational fear of birds like the person I'm passing the phone to.
First of all, I'm not afraid of birds. I'm just aware of them. And even if I was, I'm not talking about the backyard Tweety wake you up at 5 a.m. birds. I'm talking about this Jurassic bull with feathers.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. Cassowaries do look incredibly scary. Or not scary, maybe, but terrifying, maybe?
Regular show was not kidding.
Look
This
at him.
Velociraptor that time forgot can easily one-shot you with one swipe of its claws. Yes, I said claws.
Yeah.
If you're not already,
Yeah,
here's every reason you should be afraid of them. They can run at 31 miles per hour, meaning they could chain snatch Usain Bolt. They can jump 7 feet straight in the air, meaning this bush turkey could clear a shack. And they swim, meaning you couldn't Phelps your way out of this one. Female cassowaries are actually bigger than the males, and the biggest ones can grow to 6.5 feet tall. This guy is 6.5 feet tall. They have the sharpest claws of any ratite, and that second nail is basically a dagger that can disembowel both people and
I'm not gonna lie. If you don't know anything about cassowary, intimidating.
dogs. And by can, I mean they have.
Even if you know stuff about a cassowary, intimidating.
They've done it. And the bastards kick. One man was taking pictures of one when the murder turkey proceeded to charge and knock him off a cliff. Cassowaries are naturally shy.
Okay. If you see a cassowary in the wild, if you are in Australia, it is an Australian bird. If you didn't catch on, of course it is. Take precaution, get space. You do not want to get close to one of these birds in the wild, okay?
5% of the time they'd rather run away. It's just that 5% is how someone ends up on CNN. There's 3 types of cassowaries, and I approve of exactly none of them. And on everything, I'd forgive all of that if they didn't sound like this. I don't even have a fear of birds. I just have a fear of getting my throat split open by an overgrown homicidal jungle goose that sounds like
not gonna lie. The voice fits the bird though. You know what I mean? It fits the bird.
At the end of the day, when it comes to animals, I only have one rule. If Steve don't with them, what makes you think I will?
Okay, fair.
Yeah, that's a basking shark. They're highly dangerous menaces to society if you're zooplankton, because that's all they eat. Not only are they harmless to us, a lot of them will curiously approach divers in boats. The only messed up thing is if they don't look like they're in a perpetual state of agony with their mouth, they look almost identical to tiger sharks on steroids. But unlike tiger sharks, baskies have tiny teeth that never get bigger than half an inch, meaning this almost 30-foot whale guppy is a pacifist. They also might be the ocean's biggest troll. Okay,
but if you're diving in the ocean and you don't know anything about basking shark and you come across a basking shark, you're going to be terrifying. Also, hello, this is when Casual used to do multiple topics within one video, if you were wondering what happened. This one, he was doing his transition from TikTok to YouTube, so he took all his most popular video series and combined them into big videos, if you're wondering why we're jumping topics here.
When this corpse was found off the coast of New Zealand in 1977, people thought it was either a dead plesiosaur or a sea serpent. An idea that either of those could be in the ocean made people collectively shit enough bricks to build a city. But really, it was just a basking shark that hit its expiration date. The only dangerous thing about them is that they allegedly taste disgusting. Gordon Ramsay vomited after trying fermented basking shark, and Anthony Bourdain called it the worst thing to ever assault his tongue. But the shark never asked to be eaten, so I'm not holding it against them. Also, this is what a baby baskie looks like. Moral of this video, they're perfectly harmless, and we stand shark paw in these parts. You probably already know.
The baby looks adorable.
That Australia lost a war to this bird, but here's how this discount ostrich was able to dub an entire country. Number 1, they're basically bulletproof. Their organs actually make up a small part of their body, which is why this rehab big bird was able to eat bullets like 50, to the point where it took literally 10 rounds just to take out one of these feathery tanks. Number 2, emus are ridiculously, disrespectfully, unnaturally athletic. Not only
listen. All the big birds are unnaturally athletic. Because he's saying here, the bush turkey, the emu runs at 35 miles. And he said, what, the cassowary top speed is 31 miles? They all can run. They're runners.
Bush turkeys sprint at 35 miles per hour. They can change directions like Messi, meaning they were out here ankle-breaking men on trucks that couldn't keep up. They can jump 7 feet in the air. And for an overgrown sand chicken, they've been known to climb fences. God was 100% laughing at us when he gave emus the green light. Number 3, they're way smarter than we thought. These emus had lookout groups, with every flock having a leader that would stand guard.
Okay. Correction. A lot of animals are way smarter than people presume them to be, okay?
And warned the others they saw soldiers approaching, meaning it was almost impossible to sneak up on them. They would also purposely split up and scatter just to make it more difficult. Eventually, they started to recognize the sound of the trucks that the soldiers were riding and would even dip before they saw them. And number 4, there was just too many of them. Killing all of them would have put the economy in a pack. At one point, there were 986 confirmed emu kills, but it took 9,860 rounds to do it. You can laugh, but we would have lost one on Instagram asked me, what's the most
That's a lot, but like also at the same time to see how many bullets were used, you know, that translation there, crazy.
Dangerous animal that people don't talk nearly enough about. And this was the first image that popped in my head.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, wild boar are a problem. The biggest ones can weigh up to 250 pounds with tusks that can put you in a newspaper. When they choose death penalty,
I feel like wild boars people underestimate too when they see them in the wild.
They'll charge and impale their victims with those daggers they call teeth. Then they'll take a step back, and if you're still moving, they'll rush you again. They'll keep doing this until you're either crippled or a wuss. And they usually aim for the thigh, so if they sever your femoral artery, it's curtains, my guy. Boars are the homicidal tendencies of hippos with the street smarts of raccoons. This steroid porky has learned to stay close to humans because our garbage is free food to them, which is why they'll easily take your soul over half a box of popcorn. And according to cave paintings, they've been on our ass since the Stone Age. But like everything else, this is our fault, because the more we move into their hood, the more they lose their natural fear of humans, and the more obituaries get co-signed by this shuffle demon. And once again, Florida goes to hell and brings the bar with it. They're an invasive.
The only thing is, like with habitation and all this, is when we move into, a neighborhood, and then we wonder why those like animals that we moved into the neighborhood are coming into our neighborhood after you moved in. You know what I mean? It's the only thing there.
Species, and there's not 1,000, not 5,000, but 500,000 of these road pigs in the Sunshine State. So
but it's like you moved into their habitats. So where else are the animals going to go? Oh, that's right. They're going to come to where you are after you destroyed their habitat.
I don't know. Might start voting in the next election. But don't feel too bad. Texas has about 2 million of them. You can find them in about 30 states. God gave them life, and they make it everyone's problem. Upon a time, the office asked which bear is the best bear, but I noticed they never did the same with cats, so I'm here to tell you.
Which cat is the best?
You'd swear their avatar the way they body every element. They can run you down at 45 miles per hour, climb trees, and because nature loves stacking the deck, the bastards can swim, and they're pretty good.
I'm not gonna lie, I love a lot of cats. I think cats are really cool. Might be biased, guys.
Some were even caught across the planet.
I like the jaguar. I think the jaguar is a phenomenal cat.
The best cat, so obviously we gotta talk about the best dog. African wild dogs are a cell block D menace to society. Even though they share a zip code with lions, hyenas, and crocodiles, this homicide pup has one of the most disrespectful KD ratios of any African animal. These dogs have a kill percentage of 80%, meaning every time they go out to hunt, there's an 8 out of 10 chance somebody's life subscription's getting canceled. They're about the same size as the average pet dog, but there's one terrifying fact about them. They never get tired. The African Cujo can run you down at 37 miles per hour for 3 miles straight, and there can be up to 20 of them on your ass. Imagine being chased by 20 of something that has the endurance of a Duracell. But the real nightmare is when they catch you. Unlike lions and leopards that'll put you out of your misery first, wild dogs eat you alive while you sit there and wait for an Uber to the afterlife.
Wow. They do not give an F, man. They don't give an F.
Our way of life can come down to a sneeze, since wild dogs vote on whether or not to go out to hunt by sneezing. On a wholesome note, they do let the puppies eat first, since their pack structure is based on helping out the weakest members instead of letting the strongest ones take their pick, like lions. Because of this, their pack structure is way more efficient and way deadlier than wolves. They're so good at what they do that hyenas will try to steal from them, and lions will try to murk them on sight because they see them as such a threat. I don't even blame them, because imagine being
when you're so good at what you do and the other predators gotta try and step in.
Chased by something that no matter how hard or long you run, every time you turn back, it's there waiting to run your pockets. Basically the IRS, but with teeth and a tail.
Hey, Crazy. Hi. You are so happy today. Yes, you are. Oh, you're a good girl. Popcorn's been having fun.
That is a binturong, also known as a bear cat, even though it's not a bear or a cat. It's a viverrid, and the best way to describe them are as musty-smelling cats that aren't really cats. As a viverrid, they're related to civets and genus, which, to be fair, you probably never heard of before, but they're also part of the feliform suborder, which also makes them somewhat related to hyenas, fossa, and mongoose-like meerkats, which you definitely have heard of before.
Yes.
And if you smell a movie theater, you're probably smelling them because their pee smells exactly like popcorn. And just like their distant relative, the hyena, female bear cats have a pseudo-penis, and I have no idea why. This rehab raccoon is found all over.
I have so many questions about them. Like, why does their pee smell like popcorn? Probably like a bacteria or something that they have in their belly. I don't know. That would be like more research. Interesting animal, though. I must say.
Introvert, they spend most of the day hiding and sleeping in trees. They use those long prehensile tails to help climb trees, and as mood rings to communicate to others how they feel. And shaking it means they're happy. They also make a lot of random sounds, and they've been known to chuckle as a sign of comfort. Even though they identify as members of the carnivore group, they also eat fruits and figs, and it turns out binturongs in captivity really love plantains. Go figure. There's no fact here, just a baby binti. Female bintis have a superpower, which is they can delay their own pregnancy and give birth whenever they feel like it, thanks to embryonic diapause. You wish that was you, don't you? They're shy, awkward, plantain-loving introverts that spend most of their time eating and sleeping, aka your new spirit animal. I can't speak for all of you, but I stand this alcoholic otter. Thing is, panthers don't actually...
I like him a lot, and I love learning about animals, so...
exist. I mean, not in the way you think they do. Because the word panther doesn't refer to one animal. The word panther actually refers to the Panthera genus, which is made up of lions, tigers, jaguars, leopards, and snow leopards. And you're probably thinking, what about black panthers? Well, that's literally what they are. They're black panthers. We use that to describe a member of the Panthera genus that has a mutation that turns it black, and this mutation happens to jaguars and leopards. But because the gene that causes this mutation is dominant in jaguars and recessive in leopards, most black panthers are actually melanated jaguars. But technically, if a lion or a tiger had to go to a funeral and was dressed in all black, we'd call them a black panther too. Now, I'm probably gonna get a lot of comments that think this guy right here is a panther, but he actually isn't. Mountain lions are actually more related to smaller cats like your pet than they are to lions, tigers, and leopards. And in case somebody brings up the Florida panther, that's really just a cougar that got misnamed. Moral of this video, panthers are like Santa and black men that cheat. They simply do not exist. Here are some things you can do in Australia.
He just threw that one in there, eh?
That you simply can't do anywhere else. Number one, you can meet Pikachu.
Pokemon.
This is a yellow brush-tailed possum. They're one of the most widespread marsupials in Australia. So widespread that sometimes they break into people's homes. And getting Kool-Aid Man by a living Pokemon is definitely...
Imagine this just breaking into your home. I think the only thing that I would have breaking into my home realistically is like a mouse. Right?
Something you need in your life.
But look
Number
at
two,
him.
you can watch a blue penguin parade. The blue penguin is the smallest of its kind, and if you're on Phillip Island at the right time, you can watch hordes of them emerge from the sea and waddle single file like children towards their nesting sites. Like, you can actually sit and watch them waddle past you. And if you can sit here and tell me this doesn't make you smile, either you sold your soul or you just weren't born with one to begin with. Number three, you can meet a patamelon. It's basically the kangaroo's smaller, less clouded cousin. And like blues and wallabies, they get to where they gotta go by hopping. They're just really cute about it. Number four, you can witness
I worked with a patamelon, guys. You look, the more you learn about me, the more you're like, wowie. I worked with wallabies also and kangaroos. I work with a whole bunch of them.
aka the Southern Lights. It's the result of a disturbance in the magnetosphere caused by solar wind, which causes particles to release color as they become ionized. In simple terms, it's nature on LSD. And number five, of course, you can meet the world's happiest animal. Technically found off the coast of Australia.
I did not meet one of them. I'm still so sad about that. I wasn't in the area. I wasn't near the area. But like, it's on a bucket list to go meet one.
On islands like Rottnest, but it still counts. They smile to cool off, and they've lost their fear of humans, which is why this exists. In Quokka, we trust. Listen here, I'm about to tell you 5 things you did not know about the octopus. Number one, you know how the man of war is basically a jellyfish on juice? That can have you looking like you got 50 shaded. Well, the octopus will strap up by arming themselves with the tentacles of the man of war and swing them at any predator or op that tries to press them. Basically,
the octopus is highly intelligent, so it can get away with doing this.
Using the disembodied venom arms the same way a corner store junkie.
You watching this video, do not go play around with a man of war, please.
Might use a broken beer bottle as a weapon. Number two, they have post-nut so bad it literally kills them. After the He-Puss hits for the first time, he pretty much goes into the octopus version of dementia. Symptoms include not eating, body lesions, uncoordinated movements, and the skin around his eyes retracting. This is called senescence, and it means he falls apart from the inside until either a predator puts him out of his misery or he starves to death. Our boy Squidward has 2 choices in life. He can either live a virgin or die a man. Number 3, octopus will throw hands at fish right in the dome piece, and with 8 arms, there's plenty of hands to go around. We used to think they did this as a defensive response, but now it's believed they do it purely out of spite. Number 4, octopus will team up with other fish while hunting, and they often choose groupers as partners. They work together and reap the benefits. Sometimes the octopus will switch up enticing the fish right in the head, but now we believe they do it to keep the fish honest. It's not confirmed, but it's believed that they smack around their hunting partners to keep them in line and keep them from cheating them out of food. Who knows, maybe the octopus got screwed over by his last fish friend and works through his trauma by uppercutting his current partner. And number 5, octopus are members of a group called Cephalopod, which is also part of a group called Gastropods, which includes snails and slugs. Meaning Squidward and Gary are actually related. And yeah, that boy
wait. They're, which is also part of the phylum, which includes
part of a group called Gastropods, which includes
octopuses aren't gastropods, they're mollusks. They are mollusk. Oh, I see. Okay, never mind.
Meaning Squidward and Gary are actually related. And yeah, that boy Squidward is actually an octopus. Man's got misspecied by his own moms. You hate to see it. In honor of Pride Month, here are some animals that are gay as hell, and that's okay. Koalas are walking plush toys and probably have the same IQ as one, which is why they don't understand a lot of things, including consent. Since male koala flirting is violent and aggressive, sometimes the females...
The octopus is a cephalopod mollusk.
...will reject the males and then hook up with each other.
So that is right. He just made a mistake there if you were curious. You guys probably are curious. You probably already know that. But they are belonging to the class of Cephalopoda.
In lesbian sessions that can have up to 5 members. According to some studies, for every male-female koala couple, there are 3 lesbian liaisons also happening. And in some zoos, females will only mate with other females immediately after rejecting another male. And honestly, I respect that. Some penguins will form same-sex couples and then adopt a baby to raise as their own. And by adopt, I mean they steal an egg from a more traditional penguin pairing. Because males and females are difficult to tell apart, there's probably way more gay penguin couples in the wild. We just really notice it in captivity. As for the kidnapping, maybe if the adoption process for gay couples wasn't such an unnecessary hassle, then maybe they wouldn't have to choose abduct over adopt. Number 3
Would the penguins fight the other penguins for stealing their egg or no?
Bonobos. Honestly, they're not even gay or straight. They're just whatever they wake up feeling.
They're chilling,
like.
man.
Bonobos
They're chilling.
Use handshakes just like us, but instead of hands, they use the parts they pee with because that's how they create and reinforce social bonds.
Intriguing. That's intriguing. Imagine if humans did this too.
Bonobos are cansexual, meaning anything can get it. Doesn't matter what gender.
Actually, don't think about that. Don't think of humans did that. I'm so sorry for putting that image in your head, man.
Because
sorry.
They don't go off boy or girl. They go strictly off vibes. Even more animals that
we
are
love
gay.
Vibes.
The last one just might surprise you. Male lions will form tight bonds that start with affectionate nuzzling and caressing and escalates all the way to the love child of Lion King and Brokeback Mountain. Zoologists believe 8% of male mountings occur with another male. And apparently the guys 8%. Treat other guys better because where male and female matings are violent and often end in fights, male lions are more gentle and tender with each other. Now technically, they're not gay, but it sure as hell ain't straight. It's believed that 1 out of every 5 swan couples are gay. Like most swan pairs, they mate for life. Like till death do us part type stuff. Researchers have found that one of the males will mate with a female only to chase her off when she lays an egg just so he and his partner can raise it instead. And they're pretty good at it because gay swan couples are better parents because 80% of same gender parents will raise young successfully where straight couples are about less than 50. Still
I want to look into this one.
With birds, but I know wholesome when I see it. Most male walruses.
Okay, but like swans, if you were to fuck with a bird, the swan is not the one. The swan is they're a little scary when mad. They're like a Canadian goose. Also scary when mad. Territorial.
Are bisexual and actually depends on the season. During breeding season, they keep it traditional by pursuing females. Outside of breeding season, walrus life quickly turns into Blubberback Mountain. And I know I made that joke already, but hell if I pass it up. But they don't just hook up. The males will also embrace each other and sleep close together. Fun fact, for a lot of walruses, until they reach maturity, which is basically their version of puberty, every sexual encounter they have is with another male. Meaning a majority of male walrus first times with another guy walrus. If for the boys, the more you know.
For the boys. I love seeing the development of Casual Geographic. From seeing like the OG casual to the new casual. I love both of them. I love Casual Geographic content. You guys already know that here on the channel. But it's crazy to see how far he's accomplished in his YouTube journey. Regardless, I love his content. I will consume his old content. I will consume his new content. And that means if you made it all the way to the end of this video, comment down a bird emoji, because that was the first one. We started off with the Cassowaries, so comment down a bird emoji, and I will see you guys all on the flip side. Do remember, I have a Patreon, so if you ever are looking to support the channel, that is the best way to support the channel, or through YouTube memberships, if that is up to you too. We also have memberships on the channel, so if you want a cool little badge beside your name, you can also subscribe to become a member here on the channel. But I will see you guys all later. Take care, enjoy, and goodbye.